Hello and welcome to today's June 24th stimulus package update. If you're a subscribed member of my community, I'm so glad you came back. And if you're not, subscribe right now. It's totally free. You'll get great updates and other smart money tips. Okay, a few new stimulus-related bills have been entered in for discussion with the Senate. The first is another vacation-related bill to entice people to spend money on vacation here in the United States. The second bill is the Universal Giving Pandemic Response Act. Essentially, this gives people more tax write-off if they are more generous with their donations to reputable charities or 501c3 organizations. Neither do much for putting money in my pocket or yours, but both would give tax write-offs for the coming year if you're going to take a vacation or donate money to your church or whatever area that you like to donate. Okay, Carol from the community asks, if President Trump says the next stimulus will be generous, does that mean the stimulus will be $2,000 instead of $1,200? I'm seeing YouTubers saying yes. Oh, Carol, we don't know. Generous could mean something different to Donald Trump than it does to you and that it does to me. He could also just be saying that the package as a whole will be generous and not necessarily the money to the individual. So I don't go by what other YouTubers say. I only go by my own gut and when I read and study. And so from Stephen Gardner's brain, I'm thinking that it's gonna probably be 1,200 or less. So I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, that would be really cool. But as of right now, in the HEROES Act, it does call for everyone under a certain income to receive $1,200 per person. So it could be this amount, or it could be higher, or it could be less. We just don't know. But on my channel, I don't hype up what anybody says. I just give you the information and then try to use common sense to decipher what President Trump or Mitch McConnell or Nancy Pelosi might be thinking. Okay, you know this whole stimulus situation can be summed up in one example. I don't know if you remember the movie Robin Hood Men in Tights, but every time there is a scene where it shows the king in the movie, he has a facial mole that's in a different place every single time they shoot to him. And sometimes it's just within minutes of each other. It seems that this stimulus situation changes every single day, like the mole on the king's face. So I appreciate you hanging with me while I do these. It literally changes every single day. One day it looks like we're getting nothing. The next day it looks like, all the good news in the world is coming in. So I just try to keep you updated without the hype. Okay, Roderick from the community asks, how do I get that $4,000 to go on vacation? I don't know if this was a joke or a serious question, but the answer is you don't. This is a credit towards reducing your tax if you go on vacation here in the United States. I know that this has been a source of confusion and bad feelings. Personally, since it doesn't apply to me, I just move on. Not every part of every bill is going to 100% apply to me. In this case, the vacation situation, it doesn't apply to me and my family, so I just move on. But it's not a stimulus check to you. It's just a credit for those that actually spend money on vacation here in the United States. However, I do think that the vacation credit is a good idea to entice people to go on vacation here versus Europe or some other place. And here's why. I'll bet you everybody watching this, inside of your circle of influence, you know somebody in the hotel industry or the vacation industry or restaurants and food or transportation. If these people go on vacation, it gives the person that you know a job, an income, and a way to provide for themselves or for their family. So again, it doesn't apply to me, but it will apply to somebody, and either way, it puts money in the economy and it helps out. But I hope that answers the question about that. A new poll done by Jackson Hewitt Taxes had some interesting data. They found that 41% of people felt a stimulus of the same amount would be a good idea. 36% said now it needs to be higher than the last one. And 24% said a second stimulus check is not even necessary. So kind of some interesting data. That was all related to a second stimulus. There was another poll done on the first stimulus. 32% said that they saved or invested that stimulus check. 25% said that they used it to help pay bills. 20% said they fully used it to pay bills and buy groceries. And 6% said that they used that money to go have fun. So interesting data. Mark Stieber, I hope I said that right, of Jackson Hewitt pointed out that the majority of money was used on bills or saving for future uncertainty. I hope that the Senate will see this same trend. Don't not do stimulus because 6% used that money to go have fun. And of the 32% who said that they saved that money, I'll bet you a lot of those have now dipped into that same money in order to survive this extended lockdown. So I hope the Senate will see that in their data. Okay, a poll done by U.S. Economic Monitor showed that 76% of people said that a second stimulus check was necessary, while 50% of those said it was absolutely necessary just for basic living. If you found this video helpful up to this point, will you give it a like so that YouTube will share it with others? And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe right now. Okay, now there are some important deadlines I want to go over. If you are a non-filer and have not received a check, you might want to go on to the non-filer on irs.gov and file again, or reach out to the IRS. You have until October 15th to get the IRS your updated contact information and where to send the money. If you don't, you will be waiting until next tax season to get your money, and you absolutely will have to file a tax return in order to get that. On the business owner side, if you need the PPP loan assistance program, you have until June 30th, so I believe that's Tuesday of next week, to get your application and loan approved. One reason why this update video is late today is I spent 4 hours working on my PPP stuff so that my business could get access to that assistance. Shanna asks, what is the difference between the PPP loan and the EIDL loan and grant program? So the PPP loan is specifically for payroll and some business expenses. And if you follow their rules and that money goes towards payroll and these certain exceptions, then you can have that forgiven and your business won't have to carry that as a loan. Where the EIDL is, it's like emergency money for businesses with 10 employees or less. It's $1,000 for each person up to 10 people. But that one specifically has a loan program for 30 years at a 3.75% interest rate. So if you have been economically damaged, that is a lending program, and you can check that out by going to sba.gov. I know many of the small business owners that follow me were able to get that $1,000 EIDL grant, and I appreciate you letting me know that my videos helped you to get that, so that's super awesome. One thing that I would say is, the Stephen Mnuchin and the Senate, they continue to say that the next bill will happen, but it will be more targeted. And so my guess is, if 6 to 20% of people were using that money just to put in the stock market or go have fun, those people are the ones that they're trying to eliminate and target. So if you are in need of a second stimulus check, then you're probably going to be in the group of people that get one. So for what it's worth. Anyway, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Remember that you are amazing, and I will see you on the next video.